Welcome back, guys. It's been a little bit since my last video. Um, the car hasn't changed much. It's kind of hard to tell, but I'll do an overview of kind of what's been going on, why I haven't been posting recently, and I guess kind of what I've been ordering, parts I've got, and I guess the future for this car and what's going to happen next. So recently, just a few things I've done. I don't remember what my last video was on. I think it was on the fuel pump hanger. I ran the line to my fuel pressure regulator. I got all the vacuum lines. I ordered some stuff off Amazon. Bunch of different like vacuum line sizes, fittings. I got a wastegate now. Yeah, blow off valve, intake piping, intercooler. Recently, I tapped a fitting onto my turbo. You guys can see that. Goes to the wastegate. So I did that. I got my O2 bungs welded onto my header and I heat wrapped that. What else we got? Right now, you can kind of see light under here. I dropped my oil pan to run the oil drain line. And man, this has not been fun. It's stupid how you have to do it. So the way I did it, I took off the splash shields underneath. I took off that X brace. I'll see if I can get a picture of that. And then I didn't loosen the engine mounts. I just did the cross member. There's like 4 cross member, 2 on each side. And I loosened those. I didn't take them all the way off. And then I jacked it up from where the trans meets the engine. And that gave me just enough room where I can get a little 10 millimeter and like millimeters at a time, turn each of those bolts. So got that off. I drilled the fitting on. I'll show you guys. So kind of showing you guys the oil drain situation. Here's my line here. This is a 10AN -10, whatever you want to call it, line. But I got my fitting down there. So that oil drain fitting has a nut on the back of it with 2 washers, 1 on each side. Some guys I see, they just tap. They like drill and tap, but there's the side of the oil pan is like, I want to say 3 millimeters. Like it's really small. Like if I was to tap it, I'd only get a couple threads. So I figured that a nut on the back, like that style would be better. And then I just put extra strength thread locker, and I bought this steel. You can't see that. There's a glare. Steel weld stuff. There you go. I'm gonna put that on the outside. And then I also used instead of in a gasket for the oil pan, I got this like special Toyota stuff. It's called FIPG, and hopefully there's no leaks. Worst case, I'll start crying and become deeply saddened if this leaks after all this work. Anyways, besides the oil drain, I haven't done much because I had run out of, I guess, parts. I hadn't bought everything originally. So fuel pressure regulator, that's what I did previously. I don't know if I made a video on my oil feed, but I don't know if you can see down in there, if it'll focus. Yeah, there it is. So I just tapped into my oil pressure sensor. I hope that doesn't leak either, but who knows. What else is new? This box has all my intercooler piping, and it's just universal. This is all eBay universal stuff. My intercooler is that box down there. What else we got here? That MAF sensor housing I had. This box here is a intake, I guess, like a, I don't even know. You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, there's my, so this is a 50 millimeter wastegate. I believe there's a 10-pound spring in it, which on this setup is going to be too much. This is a eBay blow off valve, and this came with like the intake portion, that piece there, which is super duper handy. This is my oil drain, so it's a 90 because the way it comes off the turbo, it's like too tight to run a 45, and like that's what I found. So I'm gonna run that 90. I'm probably gonna have to cut this drain. Obviously, it's too tall or too long. Sorry. But yeah, so this is under the car. This is my situation I'm in. That is where I jacked it up. X brace, that brace you see sit on the floor right there, that came off. Splash shield. This is a little hard to record up in here, but these bolts, you can see there's one knot in right there. I don't have any swivel sockets, so this is much harder to do. There's a better view of my drain fitting, so I'm gonna smother that with that steel weld stuff. All right, so this isn't gonna be a tutorial on this oil drain. I didn't record any of it. I just am showing you guys what I've done because it's been freezing cold in here. You can kind of see this baby right here. Doesn't work. There's no insulation in here. Snow falls from the ceiling, and it's been minus 25 Celsius. So it's cold. I don't care to record in the freezing cold, which I'm doing now. But I just wanted to make an update, kind of what I've done before I get too far along and the car's running, and that's, not a great YouTube video story. Anyways, I'll try to keep you guys updated on what I'm going to do next, but I'm just going to get those last stupid bolts on the oil pan and then start the intercooler piping and mounting the intercooler, because that'll be pretty awesome. So we'll go from there. Okay, I've been here far too long, but I just wanted to make a little update. So that's just held on by one bolt, but I got the wastegate on down there. And ugly mounted. This is not the final thing, but just wanted to get this mounted kind of to see what it looks like. But yeah, that's it for right now. Okay, back. This is day 2. Continuing on, I've gotten a decent amount done so far in these, I guess, few clips. You can see intercoolers on. It's got these janky mounts. I might just keep these and paint them. Realistically, the piping is going to hold it. Those will be tight. I did get some of the piping on under here. I still haven't cut the hole in the engine bay yet for this piping to go down. So might do that today, might not. Depends on, I got class later today, so we'll see what goes on with that. But yeah, right now my turbo is mocked up. I got the engine back down, all the bolts in the oil pan and the transmission brace, that's all bolted back up. So I made a list kind of what I wanted to get done today. Um, Basically just finish my battery. I had to order 3 extra feet of 2 gauge wire because the battery relocation kit that I had installed I think it was my first video or second video, sorry, from the distribution block because I relocated my battery to the trunk and I moved my ABS from down here where all the piping is to up where the battery sits. But long story short, the cable that I had originally bought was 3 feet too short. So I didn't finish my battery lines yet. Uh, yeah, other than that, there's no oil in the car right now. So I still need to get oil for it. Some block offs for the injectors. I guess it's like a vacuum line. It puts air into the injectors. So I have to get a cap for that line. I got to get a cap for the little fitting on top. And I just found out that my turbo that goes down under through here, uh, it's a 2 inch. Yeah, I'll show you guys. So a little bit of a better angle here. Piping goes through there. I got these Jimmy rig. These are these aren't even brackets. These are for like a corner of a wall. You can see them there. They're for the corner of a wall, but anyways, that'll do for now. Need to cut this, but this housing, I thought it was 2.5 inches because I mean I didn't really look, but that's a 2 inch to a 2.5 inch pipe. So this is a 2.75 to 2.5. I need to get caps for this. I need to put my MAF sensor in. O2 sensors. I don't think that one's in. No, that one's not in yet. But I need to cap that there. That's my drain line. This is the ABS. I moved it. That's not fully done either yet. But this I need to cap. This I need to cap. This end. I might put something in this like a blocker or something. But down here, if that'll focus, there is my blow-off valve. So I ended up putting my blow-off valve under the car, so it releases hot air instead of up over there, because then I would have to cut that, and who cares to see it under the hood anyway. So there she is. Need to run the vacuum line, which is that. I have black vacuum line, so I might change it, but run it up to this fitting here. Or I have a bunch of T's, so I mean, I need to run a boost gauge eventually. I'll get one. But this vacuum line is going to my fuel pressure regulator. Like I could tee off if I need to, but I'll probably run the blow off valve to that fitting. And then this fitting on the turbo down to the wastegate. I have to throw the fitting on that one too. So, yeah, decent amount of progress so far. I need to cut that, order a 2 inch 90 to 2.5 inch. Honestly, this is a universal kit off Amazon. Came with straights, U's, 90s, and 45s. And I haven't cut any of it yet. This is all like this intercooler is universal as well. This is like 24 by 12 by 3. So 24 inches or 25 maybe even, 12 inches high and 3 inches wide. It is a little too big for the bumper. I had to trim in there. You can't really tell. I cut out a little bit in there so it sits farther in. But there's like hard lines everywhere in the horn. Even still, I had to trim a section of the bumper just because it hits against here. So it might not be a perfect fit just because like the CX Racing kit is like half this size, halfway, like it sits in. So I won't even be able to run my crash bar because this is a big intercooler. But yeah, it's going good so far. Okay, so the turbo is just sitting on here right now, but I got this drain on. This manifold, the eBay manifold, is super, like you can't run through the header pipes, and you can't run a 45 because it hits there. So I have a 90 on here, but that looks kind of janky. I don't know. And it goes down there, but hopefully it doesn't leak.